Formula One returns after its summer break to Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium for round 12 of the season. So Hamilton, as well as Verstappen, Esteban Ocon and Sergio Perez are the only four drivers to win a race so far this season. Coming into the second half of the year, the calendar takes a little bit of an unusual turn. We now have a triple header here in Belgium, then off to the Netherlands next weekend for the return to Zandvoort, rounding up with the second of the sprint races as well, and the Italian Grand Prix on the 12th of September. After that we go off to Russia, and that is the last confirmed Grand Prix. After that we go into uncertainty. The Turkish Grand Prix, also on the red list for the UK, is in doubt. Japan has been cancelled, replaced with a to-be-confirmed race. Further down as well, the United States Grand Prix could double up or not be on the calendar, with Texas COVID cases rising. Mexico and Brazil in the same situation as COVID. Another race to be confirmed as well on the 21st November. Saudi Arabia's track is still not ready, and Abu Dhabi is facing difficulty changing its layout. One thing that is for sure coming into this weekend is that Lewis Hamilton leads the title by 8 points to Max Verstappen. With not scoring any points, Lando Norris, Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Perez remain 3rd, 4th and 5th in the standings after their crash at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Then we get Carlos Sainz ahead of Charles Leclerc, Pierre Gasly, Danny Ricciardo, and victory in Hungary puts Esteban Ocon onto the first page inside the top 10. Further down, Fernando Alonso still on 38 points. Then we get Sebastian Vettel on 30. Yuki Tsunoda and Lance Stroll 13th and 14th, both on 18 points. Finally, Williams have points after a great race for them in Hungary. Nicholas Latifi has 6. George Russell has 4. Raikkonen got the 10th spot as well after Vettel's disqualification, giving him an extra point. 1 point for Giovinazzi, and the only two drivers with no points are Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin. In terms of the championship and the constructors, Mercedes lead that as well by 12 points to Red Bull Racing. Ferrari and McLaren stay 3rd and 4th. Alpine now move up to 5th on 77 and way ahead of AlphaTauri, who are on 68. 20 points back, Aston Martin. Williams finally on the board now, moving into 8th with the crucial 10 points. Alfa Romeo now have 3, and the only team not on the board with points, Haas F1, who have 0. It's the 3rd practice session for the 2021 Belgium Grand Prix. Let's take a look around the Spa-Francorchamps circuit in Belgium. 7 kilometres long, 19 turns with 9 to the left and 10 to the right. 2 DRS detection zones. It is the highest and longest track of the year. Starting a lap then on board with one of the McLarens. Downhill towards turn 1, the La Source hairpin. Down to 2nd gear, 95 kilometres an hour. Control the exit, don't put too many wheels wide as you head down the National Straight. Coming in to the Redwater Eau Rouge, flat out 8th gear to 315 as you climb the hill to the top of Radillon and come down the Camel Straight, 8th gear, 325 kilometres an hour. You're flat out with the DRS as you drop down all the way to the Lacombe chicane, 4th gear, 180. Rise that up as you come into Malmedy now in 6th gear and 235 kilometres. Drop down towards Ravage, down to 4th gear, 140 kilometres. Drop down to 3rd of the track. Grip hasn't got it as you come into Speaker's Corner through turn 9, then towards Puong at turns 10 and 11. Flat out 8th gear usually at 290 kilometres an hour at the exit as you rise up towards the Fagnes chicane. Drop all the way down 5th gear, 175 kilometres an hour as you brave your way through to Stavelot. Down 6th gear, down to 4th gear at the exit. Curve to Port Frere, you're in 7th gear at 295 kilometres an hour as you rise up 310, 325 kilometres an hour as you blast through turn 16, the first part of the fearsome Blanchimont now, flat out if you dare, before you come into the modified modified bus stop chicane all the way down to, once again, second gear, just 110 kilometers an hour. Ride the curbs, control the exit, fire it to the line, and that is a lap of Spa-Francorchamps. Hello everybody and welcome up to the commentary box for the third practice session of the 2021 Belgium Grand Prix. We're in a little bit of an unusual situation here, mainly because it's been raining. We had an extreme delay to the Formula 3 race that just took part before the start of the session. A total of a red flag, a half-hour delay. The session got away 55 minutes later than it needed to, which means that this circuit is wet, wet, wet. And it's even more tricky in the dry. So can you imagine how much we're going to see over the next hour in wet conditions? Rouge and Raidillon, Gasly and Perez last year side by side. At the Lafagna chicane, Giovinazzi got it all wrong and slammed into the wall. A straight wheel collecting George Russell's Williams. And all the way down to the bus stop chicane around about 11 years ago in tricky conditions. Vettel got it all wrong on the slick tyres and hit the side of Jenson Button as well. In terms of tyre compounds, it's the soft, which is the C4, the medium, the C3, and the hard is the C2. However, the wet weather conditions means that we are going to see the blue wet and the green intermediate. And considering this morning's rain level, I doubt it'll be intermediates. It's going to be the full wet tyres. A little bit of blue sky breaking through, but track temperature at 15 degrees, air temperature 13 degrees, rain due to come in and out all day here at the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. So chances, Megan Birch, of getting through today without a red flag or a stoppage or anything like that is extremely, extremely slim.
It is quite slim, I've got to admit, though I'm guessing that at some point today, with any of the future sessions to come, there's going to be at least a red flag.
Maybe qualifying, maybe even here. They're going to start on time, which is great news.
We have it in the dry.
Yeah, we have it in the dry when the track conditions go bad. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. David Croft just saying over the headphones as well, actually, there that he thinks he's going to see some red flags today as well. It's the fact is that the rain is coming in all day, so this is going to affect the FP3 session. It's going to affect the qualifying session. It could also affect the W Series race.
Oh, and we've had
later on
time of that with qualifying, losing 6 cards. I'm honestly not sure if we're going to be able to get going.
Yeah, the W Series yesterday, I hope everybody's seen it by now as well, a horrific accident. 6 cars losing it on the wet part of the track at Eau Rouge and all slamming into the barrier, bouncing back onto the track, and massive contact as well. Beitske was taken to hospital. She was later released in the evening. All 6 drivers getting away remarkably without any broken bones as well.
Surprised me.
They all did surprisingly well as well. And it's a happy birthday to Valtteri Bottas out here. What better way to start a birthday than in a Mercedes car? I'm sure, Megan, another announcement would be that if he's driving for Mercedes next year. However, the news rumouring around the paddock this weekend is the fact that he will be signing for Alfa Romeo in place of Kimi Raikkonen, who's going to announce his retirement at the Italian Grand Prix. Aww. So it's all go, isn't it?
I really hope that Raikkonen isn't retiring. Let's just hope. Oh, I would love to see Raikkonen and Williams, given how they've been recently.
No, from what I've heard, he's going to say bye-bye to Formula 1.
He's only 41, isn't he?
Something like that, yeah. But he's older than you think. Kimi, just move the camera angle down a little
41.
bit. Yeah, around about 41. Yeah. Hello, it was that. Hello, I can't make it. That's hello to Synthol out there as well. Hello, hi. I presume that's a different language once again.
Or just a very dramatic hello. What was I going to say? Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Synthol realizing that he has a blue name.
Oh, I've got the blue username. Yep. Green light. The pit lane is open. The session is underway. So they have started this session on time, which is great news to see. And cars are heading out to the track. George Russell out there on intermediates as well.
Oh,
That's
he's
a
eager.
brave call to go on to intermediates, don't you think, Megs?
And yeah, it is. And two assists in the Alpine.
Esteban Ocon.
Yeah.
Yeah, just heading out
Esteban.
there.
Those two are quite eager to get out there.
So let's see. Hello to Synthel. Oh, I've got a blue username. Yep, you're now one of the moderators on the channel. Sorry I couldn't watch you with you yesterday. I was at a roller coaster park thing with my school. No, absolutely. Did you see F3? I did see F3. We were watching that when we were commentating on the
Beth
MotoGP
actually
sessions.
asked where you were. Just like, where's Simfel?
Absolutely, but honestly, I would take roller coasters over Formula One than anything else. And yeah, that battle was fantastic. The top of Eau Rouge, you saw it as well. They clipped the grass, and I just covered my eyes. I didn't want to see it because I was sure one of them was going to slam into the wall.
I literally had to just look in. It's like, it's fine.
Yeah, they're
it's
all
just
right.
overtook.
Yeah, they're all right. They're all get out there okay.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Yeah, in W Series, a third of the field have, like, their cars are destroyed, especially Visser and Argon.
Now, they do have spare cars to take him, which is great news, but it's interesting to note that how many of the W Series drivers will actually take the start. 6 of them getting eliminated. That's 6 spare cars. Batska Visser isn't racing as well, so that affects her championship challenge as well.
It's going to
coming
be a
back
very
in.
dramatic race today, I can already tell.
Yeah, it's
I
going to
mean-
be a weird one.
I mean, if the cars can't handle that, then
They
they're
want-
definitely not going to be able to handle wet.
They were on slick tyres, though. That's something that we've been told to remember. The slick tyres on a
Yeah, that
raining
couldn't have
track,
helped.
and they all hit the bump as well coming into the Eau Rouge that Lewis Hamilton spotted yesterday about that bump as well. So that's looking to be fixed going in.
Fernando Alonso making a racing start, is that?
Look at the intermediates, how much they've been baking as well. We'll get back to Adam in just a second because we've got a yellow flag on the track.
How?
Down at sector 19, which is the bus stop chicane. So someone's off at the bus stop in sector
it was
3.
Russell.
Yeah, I think it was, because if we look at the driver
He's
tracker,
closer.
he was closest there. Schumacher and Mazepin also coming in there. Schumacher and Mazepin out there on the full wet tyres. Everybody else there heading out onto the intermediates. And you're right, Megan, it is George Russell coming into the braking zone, locks up the front left tyre and goes straight on down to the bus stop. That's tricky in the
We're
dry.
going to see a lot of that.
DRS is disabled, and yeah, it was Russell off the track down there as well. So let's say good morning to Adam as well, who says, good morning, Josh and Megan. It's going to be crazy race tomorrow. Absolutely. The rain looks to set in all weekend as well, so a wet race tomorrow and a wet qualifying for them all to deal with today. Qualifying later, I think, is going to be the key one. It's all going to kick off there.
It probably will. I mean, I'm supposed to be in the box for that, just waiting
You are,
on
yeah.
Dad, because obviously I don't think he was expecting this early.
The problem is as well,
So-
the recordings in the box as well is 20 minutes behind. So to add back up to the start of the Sky program, that's 15 minutes. So it's got just Megan's here for the first half, and then first 20 minutes or so, 10 minutes, and then we'll all just change over in the box as well for third practice. Sort of a tag team event today. As we get ready, we've also got
musical chairs.
we've got the W Series later on today as well. That's going to be another interesting
Need
race.
to make my notes.
And tomorrow we've got 3 British touring car races, a MotoGP, and a Formula One race to bring you. So all sorts of action and drama coming your way. Just realised that our things aren't on actually. Our LED on-air light, which tells people not just inside but out that we're on air. So I plugged that in. There we go. We're underway. Not many cars heading out there on dries. Everybody, Megan, and no intermediates. It's
Oh, Lewis
Hamilton's
just-
skidding away. Yeah.
Oh, that's not looking good.
Let's take a look at that driver tracker now. It's back in operation. There's no point looking at the radar because it's raining. You don't
It's like,
need a radar.
is it raining? Look
Yeah.
outside. What do you think?
It's raining. It's spray, and they've got to get out there because they know that qualifying is going to be wet. They've all got a spare set of intermediates as well, given to them by the stewards here today for free practice 3 and qualifying. They've got 3 sets of wets, 4 sets of intermediates as well, plus an extra, so 5. as this is Mazepin on the full wet tyres, locking up the inside front right and going straight on and nearly hitting the wall.
Spinning.
Down at, no, that's more of a lock up and straight on.
Let's call it a spin.
Yeah, that's because of the conditions down at, that's at Ravage, isn't it? Turn 8, yeah. Tricky situation. Yeah, Sainz off the track as well and continued at turn 5. So that is down at the Lecombe chicane. Synthel saying as well, poor Colette with that penalty. It's a shocking situation what we've been having so far. And Megan's getting a bit sniffly, so I'm turning off the heater as well, because that doesn't help, actually, up here in the box. I keep saying you should bring in some water bottles when you're in here.
It's not going to help my nose.
It would. Let's take a look back then at the driver tracker. As Nicholas Latifi does a 2-minute 4.802.
What is with him lately?
He goes top of the board. He's 7 tenths quicker than Russell's time in this wet.
He must have been
conditions.
hearing us, just like telling him that he ain't doing enough.
Well, he scored his first ever points in Formula 1 last time out, didn't he?
Exactly.
6 points. 6 points. Russell scoring 4.
Does that make him first driver? Also?
Well, they're into the top. Look at this.
Me.
Russell, 6 points, finished 7th. Russell, that's Latifi, sorry, 6 points. Russell, 4 points as well. Giving Williams 10 as well. They've absolutely gone for it. Look at the spray, Megan, even with the intermediate tyres. As Leclerc goes top on a 2-minute 2.367. We've got a yellow on the track. And I don't know who it is.
That is Sector 7.
So who that is down at the Lecombe chicane and Malmedy. So someone's off at Malmedy. Green flag now, though. So track is
Malmedy?
clear. Down there after the Lecombe chicane. So turn 7, look, on that graphic. Vettel missed the chicane and continued. Another yellow out on the track now.
And it's back in.
Yeah,
Everyone's
Sector 7.
locking up.
It's Bottas. It's Bottas going straight on. Look, Bottas behind the trees. So everybody getting it wrong.
He voided for grass.
Everyone getting it wrong on the long back straightaway as well. Yellow's back in. Another yellow out now as well. Down at Lecombes. They're all running off. It's Hamilton this time as well as Gasly. They're all getting it wrong.
God, imagine what it's going to be like in a race. Oh!
And that's a Ferrari. That's Leclerc coming back on.
That could have been very close for Vettel and Leclerc.
Yeah.
I mean, Valtteri. I meant to say Valtteri, but I keep thinking Vettel because I'm staring at him very intently right now because look at where he is. He's going around that corner at that speed. He's bound to go off.
Well, here's Bottas having an excursion moment on the track as well, just going straight on without a care in the world as well. As this is Sebastian Vettel getting it wiggly now down. Yeah, Vettel, you got it right. Down at the Lecombe chicane as well. So you're going flat out down the Campbell Straight. You come into the braking zone on wet tyres with hardly any grip, hardly any tyre temperature. You're just going to slide straight off, and that's exactly what happened. Hamilton too. I was right with what I said with Hamilton. He missed and continued at turn 5.
Why is
Brakes not working that well? Lewis says as well. So it's not that great out there. There's no new rain falling, but there's enough water on the track that's making it very tricky for the drivers.
Do you know, I swear I saw Valtteri on his Insta, just like he was riding a scooter down this track.
Probably was.
Left brake's not working that well.
Left brake's not working so well.
Can you imagine going down that really steep corner?
Yeah, down at Eau Rouge.
Yeah,
back on a scooter. I know some people have managed to go up on bikes. I was like, but rather you than me. In that instance,
it's like
keep going. Yeah, it's a tricky one to get right, isn't it?
Gasly goes top with a 2:01.385.
So moving the times up once again, getting everybody bang on the screens. Fernando Alonso, he's currently on the board in P9 on a 2-minute 5.050. Driver's eye in the wet at Eau Rouge. Why not?
And apparently it's
This is a fantastic view in the wet as well. You're getting
Tsunoda.
a better visibility than the drivers are as well from this angle.
Tsunoda's up to 8th.
Oh, Tsunoda improving. Yeah, great job from Tsunoda.
I think Tsunoda's getting really good at this. I'm beginning not to really qualify him that much as a rookie.
Yeah. Smiling face with hard eyes. This is from Synthel saying that helmet cam as well. Who doesn't love the helmet cam with Alonso's? I hope we get to see this a lot in the race tomorrow. And
I hope we always get to see it.
Just get every driver with one because that would make battles more interesting.
No, can we have just like separate channels just so I can watch what Fernando does?
Can I interest you in the PLC? The
What?
Pit Lane channel. Do you remember the 3 box that we have up here for practice?
Yeah.
We're back with the normal pictures at the moment with Sky because they keep flicking backwards and forwards on when we can watch the PLC in HD and not. So no point watching it for the practice sessions and the qualifyings. They keep circulating as well down into Stavolo. Alonso looking quite quick at the exit, a little bit squiggly. He's 3/10 up though on Vettel's time. Vettel's the fastest driver on a 2-minute .170. So times beginning to come down. They're almost, Megan, matching the GP2 times.
Oh, Hamilton's just done a 1:57.996.
So times improving there as well. 1.328 seconds quicker. Let's have a look at Alonso. Into the last sectors now.
He's going to get faster than Vettel, though. I think maybe...
Hamilton's time's out of it. Cross the line. P3.
Yeah.
And Hamilton with a 31.184 in the third sector. Alonso's time puts him third. 1:59.787. But Russell immediately goes faster and does a 1:59.492 and goes into P3 as well. So Alpine looking on. Russell looking quick. What's happened to Kimi Raikkonen? This is the pit lane once again for Kimi. Let's listen to his radio.
My brakes failed.
Oh, his brakes have failed in the pit lane.
He looks like he's gliding.
So Raikkonen, yeah, well he's had to. He's got no brakes. So Raikkonen coasting down the pit lane with no brakes then. As Lando Norris goes P2. Norris to second on a 1:58.
How are you getting on with the tyres? It just went purple, sector 2.
Yeah, that's starting to work. The fronts were a bit on the limit.
That's Bottas.
If you want to stop next time around, we can try to help you with the fronts.
That was Bottas's radio. We've also got one from Raikkonen.
My brakes failed.
Oh, we've heard that one.
I reckon that Valtteri's just thinking you better be giving me special treatment for my, wheels. It's my birthday. The least you can do this weekend, my birthday weekend, is make me win.
Verstappen goes into P7 on a 2-minute .086 as well. Hamilton the fastest then on a 1:57 here at Spa-Francorchamps for the third practice session for the Belgian Grand Prix. And this is Sergio Perez.
I'm going to pick which one's going to lock up next.
Through now the Pouan. You've hit Vettel. Vettel will be next to spin. Well, he's already had one off-track excursion today. What's there betting to be another? It's sunny outside our commentary box window here in the UK, but it's really cold inside the commentary box. It's feeling more like...
It's cold out there as well.
It's feeling more like Spa in here, though, in the comms box, as Perez goes fastest of all second sector. So beginning to improve. Adam says... yes, helmet cams with every driver. Love to see it. IndyCar have got it. Formula E have got it as well. Let's have it ourselves. It just makes more sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Hamilton, Norris, Perez, Gasly, Russell, top 5. So Perez goes into P3 with that time. Tsunoda 12th. What, 201.961.
Perez third. With a 1:58.653. I keep thinking 5s are 3s. I don't know why.
5 or 3s?
Yeah, 5s are 3.
I have to talk a bit louder. Your voice has gone very quiet today.
I think it's because I'm tired.
Yeah.
And I haven't had anything to eat because I've been hungry.
Maybe a drink would do better as well.
I don't have one of those either.
Gonna have to sit up, otherwise it'll be ridiculous for me. Ian Birch joins the commentary team. So, he's having a go back. Megan can now disappear from the comms box team, and Ian Birch will come and take his seat as well with the headset on. Hamilton going fastest out there at the moment. Going quite well. He's fastest of all first sector, 32.872 at the moment. And Lando is on a 1:58.509 as well. Looking quite quick. Second sector's down again at 53.938.
But I feel only from looking, so it's strange.
So, with a 45 minutes to go of the session, Hamilton looking quite quick coming into the pits. Norris is P2 on a 1:58.509. Sergio Perez is third on a 158.657. Gasly moving up there as well. And looking quite quick as well with Sergio Perez P3. Hello to Ian Birch, who joins me in the comms box now. Hello, Dad.
Hi.
What a race we had this morning in Formula 3.
Well, looking at that track there, I've just finished the Formula 3 race. And it's totally different. It's like a different area of the world. There was lots and lots of spray. I don't think Colette should have got disciplined for going off the track and gaining a position when
it's
he was
so hard,
forced off.
Forced off the track. A situation as well where it was slippery, wet, damp, and nowhere else to go either. So it's a ridiculous penalty that got applied.
By the way, I was just winding Megan up.
Oh, I know.
I don't even go through my own phone.
You don't have a phone?
No.
We offered you one.
I have got 2 phones.
Yes, you do. iPhone and thingy.
Yeah, I never use them. What's the point?
I keep saying we should get you a phone that you can
Every
actually
time
use.
I look up in this house and talk to people, they're like, bear with.
Yes, because we need them.
Bear with.
Think about it. We've been off-site for quite a while, and Twitter has been amazing to talk to people and texting and finding out things as well.
So, catch me up on this. What's happened to Verstappen's gearbox? I thought it was a Friday gearbox, so it shouldn't be any problem.
And Hazel Southwell's actually said a different thing, actually, just quickly, about deserved penalty for Colette there.
But he had to avoid.
Yeah, but hang on. He says, Hazel says, deserved penalty there for Colette. Spectacularly stupid move.
Well, he came up. He was in about 5th, 6th, or 7th, and he was fighting with David Schumacher. And he came to the right, and all of a sudden found 2 cars in front of him.
What were we going to
do?
So
took to the grass. It was very wet. I think that was a racing incident. I don't,
Leclerc's no, I was saying it's drying everywhere out on the circuit. But yeah, that shouldn't have been a penalty.
Hazel's got more knowledge of the of the rules and regulations.
I say it shouldn't have been a penalty. She says it does. Would have loved to have got her in the box for this session.
Doesn't seem to have a problem. First, second. Have they taken the chance of putting the new engine in?
I think they've changed something on the Red Bull. We haven't officially heard because the session's only.
If they take their third engine,
they've taken the. So they have. Yeah, they're on their third engine.
They're on their third engine.
They had to, because the other 2 were destroyed. So Perez lost one in the crash in Hungary. Verstappen lost it in Silverstone.
I agree with Toto on this. That I feel that it won't be something that the other teams don't have to do as well.
Yeah,
I think I said from the start that the fact that if you go back to the years and years ago, about 20 years ago, when we had 1 tyre for the whole race, right, it affected the racing.
It affected the Ferraris. It hurt the car.
It hurt everybody.
Yeah,
and it might have reduced the number of tyres that is used, but it affected the fact that the grip didn't really go off that much until late in the race, and so. Would you remember Raikkonen's tyre? Raikkonen managed to do only a few years ago, about 8 years ago, 8 years ago, he had to do. Yeah. All he did was he kept out and showed how you can look after your tyres. What was on about? Do you remember Raikkonen's accident at the Nürburgring when it blew, when he flat spotted it earlier in the race, and it just grew as a vibration later on, and just bang on the last lap and gave the win to Alonso? That lost him the championship in 2005, and that stupid race in America. With only 6 cars. Six
that lost
cars
him
on the
points.
grid,
Yeah.
and then the 6 cars that took the grid had
Bridgestones.
Yeah, but they also had the Bridgestone. They had Bridgestone tyres on, but they got a lot of RAF.
Yeah, for actually doing the job. Yeah,
doing the job, because if I remember rightly at the time,
beer cans,
right?
Everything.
If they'd have withdrawn as well, and sorted it out, then.
They would have been fined for Bridgestone, yeah.
No, I mean, the fact was they were saying at the time that there wasn't enough loyalty because the Bridgestone runners carried on. After all, one one of the teams' only chance of a podium that season.
Jordan and Minardi. And the other problem was as well, with that whole thing, Bridgestone were like, well, it's not really anything. You didn't help us out earlier on in the season when our tyres had the problem in Spain, and we had to pit every 10 laps to change tyres as well. And it was a really strange situation that everyone was just sort of not helping each other. So that's why the tyre war was scrapped, and it became Bridgestone and it became Pirelli.
Yeah. Getting back to today's, the helicopter couldn't fly, so it put everybody behind this morning. But it's got to be safe for the helicopter.
Is he complaining also?
He's also complaining.
Yeah.
He didn't improve the 0.5.
He did not in his box.
Adam in America says helmet cams should be for every driver. I mean, in IndyCar, you have the air intake at the but you don't have them for every driver. But you have the air intake plugged into the back. There's more and more things being added in various different formulas to the helmets, isn't there?
Oh, there's tons being added to the helmets these days as well.
How long before we have data on the right-hand or left-hand corner of the helmet?
Oh,
because you can do
long.
that. You can do that for fighter jet pilots, and that would because that sounds like it's going to be a difficult one, but I don't think it is, and it will reduce the amount of looking down that the drivers have to do.
We've got a question coming from the chat here.
They spend too much time looking down nowadays.
Synthol asking, is it raining now? Rain expected later this session. Rain expected all day. And you want to believe it? Take a look at the radar that we've got up here in the box. And it is just rain everywhere and big bits of rain. If we zoom in somehow with, there we go.
And Synthol, by the look of it,
There's the rain.
It's heading towards you in Holland as well.
Yeah. So
did you enjoy skateboarding yesterday? Wasn't he skateboarding?
No, he was at the theme park. Roller coasters.
Roller coaster park.
So here is the track. Here's the track here.
With the school.
Yeah. And so here's Fancashore, Burnhamville, Malmedy, Stavelot, and the track is right here. And this big rain cloud is coming across the circuit. So more rain expected throughout the day as well. So it's not really great, is it, for the radar to see that it's going to be like this all day?
Yeah, I can see a lot of raining in the front left.
Yeah, clear, Yuki, clear. So we try one more lap and see what we get.
So Yuki Tsunoda, I presume they can still hear that.
Yes, they can. Yeah.
Yeah. Complaining
they've opened it up
about the wet. Is that the standing water that we've got at two of the corners?
Just it'd probably be the standing water because you can't really push on a lap because the car will aquaplane on that.
The F3 guys were using those to actually cool the tyres down.
Yeah.
To stop them from overheating and cracking. Oh, what a great shot! Look of the
that's on board with Ricardo in the suspension area.
Yeah,
at the moment,
it's unusual for them to give a view like that.
Oh, here's Ricardo.
Around the circuit, only light rain, and then we expect, let's say, an increase in rain in 10 minutes' time. So it should be a drive, not much more rain for at least one lap.
So it's raining light around the circuit.
We have reports of slightly more rain.
Yeah, well, we can see it. Look,
there
the
is
radar.
slightly more rain towards the back of the circuit by the sound of it.
Yeah. So you can see it as well. So Tom Stallard there saying that the rain's coming in for 10 minutes. You can see it coming in, can't you, on the radar that we've got up here in the box? It is flowing.
Yeah,
in massively.
qualifying's going to be amazing.
Oh, I can't wait. The last wet qualifying we had here was 2011.
I do hope it's not a MotoGP Silverstone type incident.
Oh.
Did they? What did they do with the bump? Have they flattened it out with a steamroller?
Yeah, they now the reason was
because I was worried that they were going to try and re-tarmac it.
For what I heard, and off goes Ricardo.
Because if you re-tarmac it, you have the Silverstone situation.
Yeah.
Where the oil leaks when it's wet, and Spa is always wet.
They were going to last night. The drivers in an emergency drivers meeting as well. To discuss the safety of Rouge Corner as well. Hamilton was called for as well. It was chaired by Vettel as well.
Yeah, copy. We're monitoring.
And it was just the GPDA talking after the usual drivers' press conference with Michael Masi. And the original plan was, as well, technical update. For improved safety in the pit lane, teams must now ensure that there is at least 0.15 seconds from the wheels are secured to when the jack operations can lower the car to the ground. So that's the technical delegate that's coming this race.
Yeah, but it's been amended from the original one.
Yeah, which was a second delay.
Yeah, and with their technical boffins, they'll find some way of adjusting the things that they've got so that it does it automatically.
Presumably, it'll be a delay to the pressing of the button of the light. So they press it. And then
they can press it, and then there's a 15-second delay.
Well, 0.15 second, yeah.
0.15 seconds.
Yeah.
I was going to say 15 seconds. You might as well go for a McDonald's at
at that
time.
point, yeah. I did this morning, and that was a dramatic one.
And Megan got one yesterday because I've just seen the receipt.
Yeah. Didn't she? Oh dear. But
I picked it up thinking that it was one of ours, but I must remember to tell her to be careful with the receipts and just keep them just in case.
In case you need them, yeah. Well, what happened
because she was saying that it hadn't been debited from her account, so but it won't be over a bank holiday weekend.
No, it won't. What happened was as well. There's another rain forecast. They've got one more detailed than ours, and they can see the big rain coming into the circuit as well as we can on our little radar.
First time we came across Helmut Cam was it was in IndyCar, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then I believe one of the MotoGP lads had one.
Yeah, Rossi had one.
Yes, that's amazing.
And also as well,
seeing them lay into the corner is one thing, but when you see it from the helmet view, it just proves how low they can get.
Absolutely terrifying situations out there on the circuit as well.
It's come a long way since they first started strapping little bits of rubber onto the knees to
the skid
get
pads
further down.
Jorge Lorenzo just stabbing himself with a screwdriver to get them off at the bottom. Let's take a look at the group chat saying, Cynthia said, you saw the W Series crash by the way, scary stuff. Yeah, I was in the commentary box. I was commentating on MotoGP at the time, but on one of the other monitors in the box, we had the W Series qualifying because we keep a course of it. And I was just looking down as well at the start of the session because it was 24 minutes ago, so everyone was just starting their first lap. So I took my eye off the MotoGP and took down here, and I saw all the cars start to go off and hit the bumper de Rouge and just hit the wall. And then, unfortunately, I did see the crash of the amateur footage that was put onto Twitter as well. And I saw that, and I thought that's a big one.
Well,
and then at the end of the session,
when you look at some of the camera angles that were actually shown
after the session,
they were if you remember what happened with Hubert,
it's almost.
It wasn't quite the same.
Yeah, but it was another sideways impact, though.
Yeah. When the Finnish girl was sideways,
Baskavissa,
right? It didn't hit in her cockpit area. It hit in the engine area.
So it whipped off the engine of the gearbox.
Yeah.
Which was lucky. And we were so lucky that nobody was killed yesterday.
But the head restraints did their job.
Halo.
And the halos. And 5 minutes later, they were all outside the thing talking to each other.
And Kimi Räikkönen...
Much to Megan, who commentates for us on the series, she was quite worried about some of them, wasn't she? Especially the Baikavisa and the Indian lady.
We see a little bit of vibration at the front. We reckon a second push lap is worth a go.
Because those impacts, it's the G
and
of those impacts. Especially the one, best Baikavisa, where she was spun around twice, once clockwise, once anti-clockwise.
We never saw Koyama, Abby Eaton or Baikavisa when they returned to the pit lane. So it was a relief to see Abby Eaton okay as well, because she got launched up in the air. Baikavisa had 3 big accidents. She hit one impact into the side of the car, one impact when another one slammed in and they jumped over the fence, and the third impact was when the
drivers came and
off.
looked at
Volverend,
who was leading. She looked at the incident on one of the trackside camera, TVs, and she got really emotional for her friends. just proves the camaraderie in that paddock is amazing.
It was a scary accident as well, and it's rightly so promoted more discussions about Eau Rouge, because we had Jack Aitken just a couple of weeks ago, and several other cars have big accidents in Eau Rouge.
Yeah, well, Jack just wanted the summer off, so.
Oh, we've got a revised calendar.
Oh yeah.
So this is for some reason as well. We're looking at a car park.
There is something to be announced on the 21st of November.
Ah, okay. So they've revised. They've just announced a revised calendar, and it's now going to be the Belgian Grand Prix, followed by the Netherlands and Italy, Russia. Then, so now it's October the 10th will be the Turkish Grand Prix. The United States Grand Prix will be on the October 24th. Mexico is now November the 7th. Brazil is November 14th. A to-be-confirmed race, which I'm having a look, looks to be Qatar. I'm looking on my Twitter. Will be on November the 21st. Saudi Arabia, December 5th. And Abu Dhabi, December 12th. So that's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So that's a 22, not 23.
Calendar, yeah.
So it's a 22-race calendar.
It'll help the number of engines needed. Yeah, Synthil says Visser is okay. She's posted on Twitter. Most of the girls said that their main injuries were, the normal seatbelt type bruising, and
there is no replacement for the Japanese Grand Prix.
No.
So F1 to cut the calendar to 22 rounds. And we are, Dieter Renken's just put out a story as well, and I'll quickly have a look through this as well. He says that they're going to reduce the numbers to from 23 to 22, and there will be a round at Qatar at the end of the season at the Losail International Circuit, which hosts MotoGP. So there will be a Qatar Grand Prix as well on that race. So the Turkish round has now been gone to the October the 10th. And I'm really, really annoyed now. Really annoyed. Because...
Is that dependent on... Because Qatar is involved in the incidents involving Afghanistan. It's a lot of the refugees from Afghanistan are going there.
Sorry, I'm really annoyed for one good reason. Do you know why I'm really annoyed? Because the one race on October 9th and 10th that I could have got to at Donington Park, I now can't get to because they've put Turkey there. So I can't do British Touring Cars at Donington Park.
So you could eat turkey for dinner and get over it that way. And still go to Donington.
That's really annoying because I can't get to any other race now this year.
My voice seems a bit
it's all fine.
Deep today.
I'm looking at the calendar. No, can't get anything.
Have I had my tablets?
No idea.
No.
Formula 1 have just tweeted. Formula 1 can confirm today that the alterations to the calendar following discussions with the promoters and authorities in the host nations. So it's official. That calendar is now official, and it is now a 22-round championship. The Dutch Grand Prix next weekend, followed by the Italian Grand Prix. September 26th will be the Russian Grand Prix. October the 10th will be the Turkish Grand Prix. October the 24th will be the United States Grand Prix. November the 7th will be the Mexico Grand Prix. Oh, it's raining again. Here comes the heavy rain. November 14th, the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. November 21st looks to be the Qatar Grand Prix for the first time, then Saudi Arabia and Abu Dhabi. So no return to Bahrain and no return to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and Turkey has been moved a week later. So it gives us MotoGP just with the Grand Prix of America. So if anyone wants to book me a ticket to Austin, Texas, I'll go cover MotoGP trackside instead.
So, you're still hunting these free trips to America like you were yesterday with Portland.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, Lewis looks happy this morning.
Ideally, if it was ever possible, I'd do the Canadian Grand Prix, but usually I hits around Le Mans.
You like fish and chips from this place just near the entrance.
That looks amazing. I love Canada.
And
love it.
Canada.
It's raining heavier, by the way.
Hello, Canada.
So Synthil says Visser is okay. Just post on our Twitter.
Yeah,
I did see.
I just said that.
Yeah,
myself.
good.
Yeah. The thing is, the European Grand Prix were virtually guaranteed.
Yeah.
And
it was everything.
We always knew that there would be a few that
It was after the
would
Russia.
leave.
Yeah.
Japan was always suspect because of the fact that they had to hold the Olympics. You know, and they did their very best, but it has caused a rise in spikes.
Yeah. The one problem is I don't like is the fact is that we've now moved Turkey a week later. America stays where it is. Mexico now starts a new triple header. So Mexico, Brazil, and then over to Qatar. But that Brazil to Qatar in a week is a big, big, big gap. And then, of course, we get Saudi Arabia and Abu Dhabi to close out the season in December.
Lewis has done a personal best in Sector 1. He's done 5 laps. Max has done 10 laps. And Perez, Checo, has done 5 laps just like Lewis.
So the rain...
the one that's... when I'm looking at all this data and things like that, what is going wrong with Valtteri?
Down in 11th place on his birthday as well. Had a change to the floor setup, but it is a bit unusual to see that he's down there. Track surface is slippery in Sector 10. So that is down at Puong. And there's the weather radar look, and that rain now coming right over the circuit. Over where Francoschamps is.
I'm sure Mick was cheering on David this morning, David Schumacher. I love the family unit there, and extended family as well. You know, they've.
Verstappen. Didn't hear that, so hopefully we'll hear it over the radio comments in the PLC.
So David's dad works for German television now.
Ralph,
So you've got him in the paddock. You've got Mick and David in the paddock, and then you've got Seb around as well, and you've also got Britta.
Britta's
looking after Mick as well as doing her own job, and making sure he's okay and things like that. And you've also got Michael's old manager. She's around all the time as like the organizer.
So
and it's a nice little setup they've got there.
So Verstappen saying that the dry lines that were on the track are now starting to disappear. So he's going to come back into the pit lane. They put on an old set of mediums just to wheel the car back in. You can see on the weather forecast that rain is now moving in big time, and the darker patches of green as well never look good. I want to invite Megan back up to the box actually.
Because you spoke about the fact that it is a great weekend for the Schumacher family.
Yep,
because this
30
is the
years.
30 years since Michael made his debut in the, as Beth was saying, the Jordan 191 in the 7-Up livery.
Track surface slippery Sector 2 now as well. And look, that rain is now moving towards Francoschamps. And it's actually not the big one. It's this one here. If you can see why I'm circulating on the map.
Which way is the wind going?
So it's going down today.
Yeah,
so it's blowing south.
The main bit, that's what hit this morning, those two on the left.
And let's just see.
And that's the one that's coming down. So it'll be not as big as this morning's because it's a thinner.
Yeah, I don't like this.
Thinner in width.
I don't like this. That's approaching for qualifying.
If you look at the dark bits and the orange bits, that's a thunderstorm.
And that's approaching for qualifying. That'll be here for qualifying by the time it gets here. And if you look further back and look further out, that's a big cloud as well for the rest of the day. And look over the rest of the world as well.
Well, it's good for the producers of Spa water.
Yeah.
All that's falling on the hills and going into the natural springs and keeping up supply.
Let's hear from science. Track is back to full wet. Oh, dear. So that rain is coming down hard.
We've had 2 really good years. At Spa, where there's been really good weather.
Oh, there you go. Look at that.
Really good weather, but this is traditional Spa weather, isn't it?
Yeah, the complete chuck it down and then get pneumonia.
The track is back to full wet.
So the entire track now coming in.
Isn't that the gentleman that works alongside Ted to provide Sky with the photographs?
I think it is, yeah. Getty Images. There's a mic just under here that I need to grab and give over to Megan. Over there to pick up. Megan. Hello, Megan. Can you hear us first of all?
I can hear you because
Lovely.
I'm not deaf.
Usually we would have a headset for you, but that's plumbed into the backup bus mixer. Megan, just take a look at the weather forecast here in the radar. I'll move it through. Can you, if you can just move the camera, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Ready?
Where are we?
So we're here at Spa-Francorchamps area. This rain cloud's blowing down as well. Can
and
you
we're
give
going
us,
from northeast to southwest.
Can you give us the weather forecast radar, please, when I start to pull back for the remaining hours? You ready?
Yeah.
So the darker clouds of rain is going to hit the track first.
Yeah, let us know how the track is.
Thanks.
And I think,
Slightly,
if the
yeah.
runs,
there is a
sustainable.
high pressure zone flying over the United Kingdom, and
let's try the energy.
Okay, copy.
Alonso wants to go out there and try it. So if we pull back, Megan,
we've got really good weather, and our high pressure zone is bringing their low pressure zone in and causing it to thunderstorm.
Hang on, Megan.
Can you go time forward or?
I can go time forward, which is Megan having a great idea here.
Great shot of Charles Leclerc's new chassis.
So let's take a look and go time forward. Keep your eyes over Francorchamps. Here's the track. If we zoom right in. So
okay,
you ready?
that's a bit too far. Yeah.
Okay, ready? Megan, take us away.
Right, so...
Please take me away.
We've got, rain in the next 10 minutes, it seems like. Though light rain, though at
heavier
the end
rain
of the
at the session.
Session at the end, so I'm guessing that, hold on, it looks like it's going to be extremely heavy rain for W Series, so watch out, as well as qualifying.
I knew she'd get a bit for the W Series in.
Always.
So, Megs, the chance of rain is increasing heavily.
Yep, even heavy rain.
As Alonso goes off the track down at the Lecombe chicane. Thanks, Megs. She can disappear now and leave the back of the commentary box that you never get to see.
I wish you'd keep that
door.
steering wheel straight so I could read it.
So that's a lot of rain, Synthol says as well, and he's absolutely right. That rain is coming in, and we're going to see thunderstorms
and
today.
Unfortunately, it's coming to Holland as well, by the look of it.
Yeah, so that rain is going to be here all day, it looks like, for Formula One here, as I put that microphone back underneath the desk, so that Megan doesn't go. Usually we have a headset to put on, but that headset is plumbed into the other bus mixer, for the MotoGP sessions that we can't cover via the main one. Oh.
No more rain.
So that's Leclerc being told that no more rain expected. Well, there's sunshine
for
here.
The 17 minutes of this session.
Of the session, yeah.
You
but there's
can
a big one
actually
coming.
see
Yeah.
it in the sky.
Yeah, there's a big rain cloud coming.
Look, it doesn't matter where you point that camera, there is rain.
Yeah, we've seen it raining. So,
right.
Yeah, there's the rain. Big rain coming. So maybe no more rain for the session.
I think that's what they're on about.
Yeah, back to Inters, but qualifying, big thunderstorms predicted as well. It's going to be dramatic.
It's nice to see that because they've only got an hour, they're actually they are getting the cars out because normally in weather like this,
well, he nearly slammed into the wall.
They wouldn't risk it.
Yeah, Alonso nearly slammed into the wall there. Actually, had a big oversteer moment coming through the comms.
Fernando always pushes to the limit, and you get 100% from Fernando.
I suppose they have to go out, as you say, because yesterday it was a surprise that we had dry running yesterday. But with the race looking to be wet, they've got to get out there and learn, especially for qualifying as well, which is going to be wet.
Have you got rain in your hair, Fernando?
I don't know where you're going with that one. According to Carlos Sainz as well, the track is back to full wets, but the weather forecast is rain expected on the track. So I don't know what Ferrari are looking at, but we're seeing rain, sunshine, everything. You get everything here in Spa. It's got its own climate.
Well, Fernando is looking to. If you look at the steering wheel, if you can see the pictures, that's his. What he's aiming for, which is a 159.2, 612. He's done a 159.613, so he's getting closer all the time. But he had that things. I think they've set him just a set in there so that he aims for something
more.
That he's Fernando Alonso, so he's going to want to demolish that figure. So
we're 203 on that lap time on the Inters. Maybe the track is past its best for this session.
Yeah,
which is really, really annoying. It's going to annoy Fernando.
But that's why he was making those little braking mistakes and aquaplaning a little bit, because he was pushing to the very limit to try and get to that 612.
Lots of action zones coming up then as the track is still wet. A little bit of sunshine out the start-finish straight, but everywhere on the track is cloudy around the other 7 kilometres here at Spa. More rain predicted, thunderstorms and heavy, heavy rain predicted late on into the afternoon as well. Chances of having a dry qualifying extremely slim. Look. How's the contrast to that? Look, sunshine at one half, flick it to another camera angle, black clouds. Unbelievable. As there goes Lewis Hamilton down the Camel Straight now. And look at the spray building up. That spray's almost the level of Formula 3 this morning.
Behaviour looks good. Let's see how the car behaves.
And off goes Hamilton. Hamilton misses the braking zone as well.
Yeah, he's gone
and has
to
to
the
go
runoff.
off. Yeah.
Actually, isn't that the bit where the MotoGP use as a
runoff,
punishment?
Yeah. The superbikes. Yeah.
The superbikes use as a punishment.
The long lap penalty.
Penalty.
Let's have a look at Hamilton doing that. Snags the outside left brake. Just doesn't even bother to take the corner. Just would rather use the runoff area. Makes more sense.
Oh, it can't because it's an undercut there. Do they race the other way around? I don't think they do.
No, I'm not too sure actually, but it's definitely one of the runoffs. MotoGP, of course, the superbikes are here.
Superbikes.
Yeah, but MotoGP looking to come back to this track as well in 2023, but they want gravel.
Yeah,
which I think everybody wants gravel now after yesterday.
Oh yes, especially Marquez's suit. You can tell why it's made of leather.
I have nearly a leak on the front left. I guess I'm paying the price for the extra laps before. Yeah, I need the box.
Sainz has done 16 laps in total on those intermediate tyres. He says the front left's almost as slick as Sky go to a break.
And what people realised yesterday when they watched MotoGP is that the hump on the back, just beneath round about their shoulders.
Back, yeah, shoulder back, yeah.
Right? It not only contains it not only contains their air canister to inflate the suit if they come off, but it also, on a lot of them now, it contains their drink canister.
Yeah, as a both of the two, yeah.
Yeah, which is a great idea.
No sign of Racing Radio. Thought we were going to get some there. Esteban Ocon's exhaust penalty speed run is complete. He's using his 8th this weekend. If he takes another, and he probably will, then he'll lose grid places.
Stroll just overtaking Schumacher.
Oh, turn that off.
So, British Rail nearly advertised on this station.
This is looking interesting as well to see. Bazkavissa is now back in the paddock this morning.
That was the music, by the way.
Bazkavissa is back in the paddock. She's had an interview as well with the W Series World Feed team, and it looks like her car is being made up. Bazka might race.
Yeah, she looks fine there. It's like with Roman, but the other way round. I bet her kids were actually quite scared. How old are they?
I'm not sure. She has children.
I thought Bazkavissa
that's Alice Power. He has
Alice has got kids, yeah. I think Visser has as well.
Don't think she does.
Well, have a look.
I'm looking.
So, Alonso is now coming up to a stationary Ocon. Why is stationary Ocon?
Is Ocon spun?
Yeah, I think he's just going into the pits as is Alonso.
Right. No, she's no kids.
No kids.
She's only 26. It's Alice Powell who has a child.
Alice has got kids, yeah. And her granddad was at Silverstone, and he's a great old man. He is, very
legendary,
funny
isn't he?
Yeah,
in the sports.
He's one of those old men that's always bright and cheerful and very proud of her. Yeah.
Trent Alexander-Arnold there just doing a massive run on the treadmill. That was shocked me to how much.
Well, I want to know why he can't run as fast as that on the pitch. I just think that they
fast forwarded it. Yeah.
Of, footage up a little bit.
Probably got a magnet.
Great player and a young player. So he's got so much to give over the.
Well, if Ronaldo can come back to Manchester United, then I'm sure he can go on for a lot longer.
Yeah, I love Pep's little thing. I don't know if any of you have seen it. That he's quite happy with his squad, and he didn't really need him anyway, but he was available.
Trust me, after what Manchester United have been through the past couple of years,
I think they do need a good provider, and that's what Ronaldo is. He's not only scores a lot of goals, but he provides a lot of goals.
I can't wait to listen to the Gary Neville podcast.
Is there a better dead ball person in Europe than him?
Leclerc's lap time's been deleted of a 2:09.101 for exceeding track limits down at turn 9. So whatever he's got done on, he's now changed over. It's Verstappen, Perez, Hamilton, Norris, Ocon top 5 at the moment as times begin to come down ever so slightly. But with a wet qualifying coming later, who knows what's going to happen? And he'll take over pole position and whatnot. Hamilton now coming through Ravage and into Speaker's Corner. What's he done? Has he run off the track? He has, and nearly puts it in the wall as well, Hamilton.
Yeah, I was catching the car. There's zero grip out there.
Has my daughter been eating it?
What it was.
That's mine from the 24-hour race.
Really?
Yeah, hasn't been tied up yet. Neither is the cans down here or the tea bag.
The tea bags are still there. The used tea bags.
The used tea bags are still on the floor.
And Megan's old water bottle is over there.
Yeah, that needs to be...
next to the Brazilian flag.
Yes. Yellow.
Yeah, that wants to come up there, just in case, because that's in a draft, so it might...
Double... Oh, hello. Double yellow, sector 14. Why? It's now clear, so we've gone green. That's why! 360. And that is Pierre Gasly having a spin down at the curve to Paul Freire. Gets going again, so he's dropped at the exit of Stabilo and has just done a 360. Yeah, that's just fallen over the last couple of days, so that needs to come back up and give it a wave and try and get it up somewhere.
You don't want any damp getting to that.
Yeah.
Because it's the centre flag that you waved at Snetterton.
And that got it from Snetterton as well. Look, yeah, just puts a wheel on the curb and spins round and just ticks over some of the gravels as well. Looking not to lose a bit of the front wing there, actually. Pierre Gasly.
Like at Silverstone, they don't really need to paint the grass here like they do at some circuits. There's enough water. But some of this isn't real grass.
Yeah, the exit curb at... can't remember what part... Le Combs, it's all fake, isn't it? At the top of the hill, yeah. And Malmedy's got a bit of fake grass.
And if you do something about that hump, it might, if you flatten that hump out a little bit, it might be able to make a little difference in the the ride height for Eau Rouge.
There's something in the cockpit loose, says Charles Leclerc. Well, Sebastian Vettel had that a couple of years ago, actually. So a mechanic had left his spanner in the car, and it's bouncing around on the bottom of his legs as well.
Something in the cockpit loose.
I'm sorry, but even Sebastian Vettel did it better when he came on the radio.
Well, who was it who recently had one of the pedals was going loose?
Max.
And that was, it was Max, wasn't it? I mean, that is absolutely the worst thing when you think that, although it's still working, because it's loose. Yeah, it's loose.
Moving around a little bit.
Yeah, and your mind then goes from concentrating on what you're doing to, is it going to break any minute? You know.
And you drive slower and get overtaken,
And get overtaken by Lewis Hamilton.
Sorry, I missed a bit rain during qualifying. Let me show you the... well, actually, I have to come to main camera for a second because I'll have to get the page refreshed to show you the weather forecast as well.
Bottas is back out there, but I don't think he'll improve that much. He's got to improve because he's 11th at the moment on a 1:59.808.
So the rain is currently over Spa-Francorchamps as well at the moment.
808 used to be a radio station.
Yeah. So let's take a look there at the weather forecast. Here is Spa-Francorchamps, and there is the rain that's just passing it. But if we fast forward, look at there's 12:48 their time. So let's hit a button. More rain coming at 2 o'clock at the start of the session. Heavy rain at 2 o'clock at the start of the session as well. Then we move into the end, and then we move into W Series. More heavy rain. Then the second Formula 3 race, more heavy rain as well. So a lot of rain predicted today for the sessions that are remaining, and quite a lot of them predicted a lot of thunderstorms.
So looking ahead,
Sonoda's off the track.
So looking ahead. Which one of these drivers is going to have a spa day? Who is going to cause a surprise, and who do you think is going to get pole?
I said yesterday in the Grid Network show, I said it would be Verstappen.
Ocon is very much rejuvenated after his victory.
He's been on top recently,
right?
Yeah.
As Martin was pointing out, we saw him coming through the gates, and he's like on cloud 9, whereas he usually is. I think So I think Ocon and Gasly could, because Gasly wants to prove something at this circuit because this is where he lost his friend.
I'll say one thing: it's not going to be Hamilton.
Well, a number of them's friends.
It's not going to be Hamilton. It won't be, because that Mercedes looked nowhere this weekend, even in dry and now wet conditions.
You've always had faith with Lewis. You give Lewis a bad car and he'll still perform in it.
Yeah.
And with the weather forecasts, we look like Max. It's all down to a Max and Lewis spectacular, isn't it? Because they're both very, very good in the rain.
Synthil says, shocked face with loads of cloud emoji and rain emojis. Looks like that way. 5 minutes to go. Track looking slightly drier, but still intermediates out there. No one's going to change over for slicks, I don't think.
So, when you look at this circuit, right, it is the rain that's traditionally what causes a lot of the action here.
Yeah.
It's an oldie world circuit with a lot of traditional things. Its big famous thing is the hill.
Oh, the hill, yeah.
I won't say its name because of the fact that you have one name for the start of it and
bottom of the hill and up the hill is a Rouge. Right at the top of the hill is Radion. Yeah, because let's say Fernando knows.
We don't think the track will actually get to dry conditions. It's just a question of if you want to put one on just to try it.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, this time round. My God.
So Lando Norris is going out on a soaking pit lane. Let's listen to yourself.
Actually get to dry conditions. It's just a question of if you want to put one on just to try it.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, this time round.
Yeah, why not?
Lando's gone out and spun out of the pit lane. My God. Lighting up the rears. He's on slick tyres on a wet track. Is there a rule?
He thinks he's on his motorbike.
Is there a rule against this, though, going out there on a wet track with clearly dry tyres?
No, don't think so.
Isn't it knowing?
Definitely isn't in MotoGP. The South African lad, Brad Binder, won on dry tyres.
That's a good point, yeah. Well, that was a flag to flag as well, so I agree with your point. God, this is treacherous now. There's a bit of... my pen keeps falling out my hand. Bit of debris at the top. It's still too wet, I think. Yeah, it's massively wet. That slick tyres are creating spray as well. And it's absolutely unbelievable here.
Do you know
that Lando's out on the track?
Do you know what links Lando and Dill?
Both wet tyres, isn't it? What?
What links Lando and Dill, Damon Hill, is the fact that they both started on motorbikes.
They did, yeah.
We remember him from his Ginetta time
Watch
when he
this.
was a teenager.
Watch this on board. Lando,
With
big opposite
Sophia
lock,
Firth.
and then opposite lock the back way. Respect for keeping it into the white lines, though. But Lando
thinks he's on his PlayStation.
Yeah, he's on his literally drifting.
On PlayStation doing the drift.
Need for Speed Drift Edition. Ah, goodness.
That's what I love about Lando is that
he's got a chance to go top.
He doesn't get flustered, does he?
I wonder if he goes for an actual push lap. If he would beat Verstappen's time on those. No, I don't think he will.
No, I don't think he can.
Standing waters. He's fighting it for control. I think this is
this
good.
Possibly could be beat some of the lower ones.
I think what he's doing here actually is he takes a lot of curves through Stavolo. He'll pick this lap back. Yeah, I think he is gonna.
Yeah, I think he's given up.
What I think he's doing here, he's gone out there he's done what Senna used to do. Do you remember? Senna in a wet practice session used to always put on slick tyres and go out just to feel the track conditions. And of course, legendary at this circuit in Spa, Senna stayed out on dry tyres, as did Schumacher actually.
One of the things is, if you do that, you get to feel where the grip is.
Yeah.
Right? And you also get to it's knowledge, isn't it, as to where on the track gets wettest.
Oh, careful in that pit lane.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So that when you know where the on the track is getting the wettest part, you can then adjust your track lap.
Do you know,
to that?
I criticised, but thinking about it, that's probably one of the smartest decisions Lando's ever decided to do.
I think he learned a lot from that lap.
Because if it rains, if it's dry start to the race and then starts to rain, he now knows what part of the track is going to be worst.
Yes, that's what I was just saying.
Yeah, and as well, if he does a Senna and a Schumacher,
and also
just stay out there.
And also, he's just heated up and cooled down a set of the softs
Good
right?
for the qualifying.
Which could actually make the surface by only doing
Yeah,
one
they've
lap on them.
got rid of that horrible shine.
They've got rid of the shine, and so although it's a used set, it's only done one very slow lap.
Yeah. And that's actually probably a smart decision there from Lando.
I think
like that
it's
idea.
is Zach back this weekend from his COVID?
Yes.
Because that sounded like that.
Put him out there,
really,
yeah.
the suggestion, do you want to do this, looked like it was something Zach would do.
Too dangerous, says Synthol. Yeah, but as we agreed, sort of a smart decision in a way to get some data out there. No one else has done it. Nobody else in this session has put on a set of slicks. Only Lando Norris. Everyone else has stayed on a long run of intermediates throughout. First car to the line is Yuki Tsunoda as well. So Mazepin, Sainz, Stroll, Ocon and Schumacher will have to take the checkered flag. Hamilton decides to stay in. It's Red Bull 1-2 here. A not very representative session with a 1:56.924, and Mr. Ferrari is here. The big boss of Ferrari is here. Is it Enzo? It'll be Enzo's son, won't it? Pietro Ferrari, isn't it?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I know that
it's got his mask on, so we can't tell the
I
Ferrari
know that
features.
the Mr. Ferrari that I know isn't that one.
No, there is two though, isn't there?
Yeah.
But he's got his mask on as well, so it's hard to tell who he is.
Is that the boss of Fiat?
Could be, actually, yeah.
Of Chrysler
I
Fiat?
thought, no, the boss of Fiat's really young though, isn't he?
I don't know. He's American, isn't he?
Yes, yeah.
Chrysler Fiat boss.
So everyone now just circulating back to the pit lane to end the session. We'll go off soon as well because we've got to get over to commentate on the MotoGPs at the British Grand Prix.
You know, the Ferraris have got something to do this weekend, and that is to try and make themselves better so that the Le Mans Ferraris haven't outshone them in the last month.
Winners in the pro class and the amateur class as well back at Ferrari.
And they did mention, you know, in some of their interviews that, you know, it's nice to have a bit of Ferrari success for a change.
And they did raise the flag because it is a win for a faction with Ferrari.
At Maranello.
Yes, the flag got raised. Boards across the board there as across the line. As Carlos Sainz takes the flag. Everyone else now in the pit lane, and everyone else has now finished their laps, bar Nikita Mazepin, who is just taking the line now.
And you're only allowed one lap to go round, not like the gentleman from F3 the other day who got told off. And had to stop his car at the end of the pit lane because he was going round again. Once the race is finished and you've gone down on your last lap after you've taken the checkered flag, after the last car, the race director gets everybody all the marshals and people to set up for the next race.
And some of them have to move around.
So if you go on a second lap, you're endangering them. So he got a right lecture from one of the senior marshals at the side of the track.
Don't blame him.
And I think the lad will not forget it, you know, in a hurry.
So Sainz and Mazepin doing that long lap thing there. They might get a telling off for this because they've got an extra lap compared to everybody else, but they did only cross the line once,
Checker
which is
flag.
the best thing,
Checker was a cab in the United States.
The yellow one?
Yeah, you know, in Friends, Phoebe had one, didn't she?
Yes.
It's a checker cab.
So let's go over the results then. It's Verstappen, Perez, Hamilton, Norris, Ocon, Stroll, Gasly, Vettel, Russell, Alonso, the top 10, Bottas, Latifi, Ricciardo, Sainz, Schumacher, Leclerc, Tsunoda, Giovinazzi, Mazepin and Raikkonen, who was out of the session with a brake failure.
And despite the fact that there was no spins from Mazepin, right?
Did go off the track once.
We still expect it to happen in the qualifying.
I'm expecting Mazepin to cause the first red flag, to be fair, because this is going to be a day 4 red flags for Formula 1 as well. Just all going through as well as they get ready for the restarts as Mazepin now enters the pit lane.
In this book, do they actually write their own synopsises? Because Mazepin is 3.5 pages.
Look, give it. No, pass it. Look, driver previews at the front here somewhere. There we go. Look.
Don't you get it? Mazepin's is really 3.5 pages.
And where is it?
He thinks a lot of himself, just young.
What do they say about him? Haas, Nikita Mazepin. Here you go. All the little pages about him.
Oh,
Gives
yeah,
us helmet
yeah.
colours as well. So we actually got the helmet designs up here in the box.
Son of a wealthy father, paying for a child to rise through karting and then see how far they can advance through single-seaters, getting Mercedes to hiring Mercedes F1 cars so that Mazepin could end up in Formula One.
Right, we've got to go off here because we've got to go over now to the MotoGP. It's wet, it's windy at Spa. Qualifying next is going to be an absolute cracker. Who's your tip for pole?
Me, tip for pole?
Yeah.
Always Lewis.
Okay. Well, Megan will be back in the box for qualifying and the race as well. And if it's a lengthy one, we might drag him in as well. We'll be back.
I am impartial. Go, Lewis.
We'll see you later on for qualifying from a very wet and windy Spa.